Welcome to Maggieville, USA. Here we are again with one of our quickie videos for inspiration. Showing you some different layouts and designs in these cards, but doing it quickly. Just to inspire you. You can either completely duplicate what I'm showing you or let your imagination run wild. Here we go. So today I am doing anniversary cards. And keep in mind, I give these a topic, a holiday, an event, but you can use the same layout for different events, for different topics. So here we go. Anniversary. Anniversary. This first card is so cute. I love this card. And I have to start out by saying, we have a designer here in Maggieville, USA, Missy D. And she has been having fun in the Design and Create studio. And this flower is one of her creations. So I made a card using the flower. It's so cute. It's so colorful. I love, love, love it. All right, this card is 4 by 5.5. And I'm going to talk to you about a different way to do it other than I did. I'll explain how I did it because I have a Big Shot die cutting machine. I also have a Cricut Maker cutting machine. Not everybody has the benefit of having these marvelous tools, so I will talk about an alternative way to do this. But I started out with 4 by 5.5. The printed paper is 3.5 by 5. This tag dimension is approximately 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. The mat here is approximately 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. Then I have the sentiment panel, and it's popped up with foam adhesive. I added a little bow that I tied myself with ribbon. I got a bunch of ribbon. And let's see here. Okay, in the example, I used these nested dies. I picked out 2 coordinating sizes, and I cut out from the little bit bigger size an arch window from my printed paper. Then I lined up the same die, a little bit smaller, on the purple paper and cut that out. And that's where these dimensions came from. So this actually has a window effect. The flower is behind the paper, which gives it a little bit more dimension. It's kind of cool. And I don't know if you can really tell, but in person, you can really tell that this flower is behind these papers. Okay, so if you don't have a cutting machine, you could use a stencil. Or instead of making the window effect, you layer like we normally do. And how can you make this arch to be creative? We take a rectangle piece of whatever, like I could have cut this flower out in a rectangle, and then take a corner rounder and just clip off the corners. And if you don't have a corner rounder, then you can use your scissors. In the early days of scrapbooking, when we didn't have all the tools, what we would do is we would take our cardstock or our paper, we'd lay it down, and we would put a coin there, and we would trace the coin to give us our rounded corner, and we would cut it with scissors. There's so many options. You don't have to have all these tools. It's fun if you do, but you don't have to. So if you use coins, you can vary the curve. You could use a little dime. If you want a bigger rounder, you can use a quarter. Use your imagination. Anyway, so I could have done that with the flower and then done a little bit bigger mat for the purple mat. That gives you your options. But I love this card. Missy D, you did such a beautiful job creating this flower. It's so pretty. So pretty. And lavenders, purples are just one of my favorite colors. So that's the first card. Now we'll move on to the second card. Here we go. Here's the recipe. I'll get this out of the way. Now on this one, I had, hello there, butterfly punches. And they were coordinating so that you had a little bit different behind. The one behind is a little different than the one that's on the top. So I cut these butterflies out with dies on my Big Shot die cutting machine. Now, I also have some punches that are butterflies. So I could have done it with punches. Or go to your local craft store. If you don't have stuff in your stash, you can go to your local craft store, and they have dimensional stickers that are just beautiful. Flexibility. Another one that is, oh, this card. Yes, these cards, these next two cards I made bigger, which is kind of outside my comfort zone. These are 4.5 by 6 1/4. A little bit bigger card. Gave me a little bit more surface space. It's kind of like, okay, are you going to paint on a 5 by 7 canvas or an 8 by 10 canvas? Alrighty. So I wanted to leave a white border around here. So that purple is 4 1/4 by 6. Then I did another lighter purple cardstock strip here that's 3 by 4 1/4. And then the printed panel is 3 1/4 by 6. Give it a little bit of dimension here going on. Then my sentiment panel here, printed out on my computer, and it has foam adhesive underneath it. I popped it up I wanted that to kind of coordinate with the dimension of the butterflies. I had it down flat, and I thought it looked too flat. I had this flat, this flat, this flat, this flat. So popping that up just made it more creative. And then bent these up a little bit. And even sending it through the mail won't completely flatten those down, and the recipient can bend them up too to give it more like they're flying away. They're fly away butterflies. So that's this card number 2. And then card number 3, as I said, is also one of the bigger ones. There's the recipe. On this one, I cut these butterflies out of my Cricut machine. Again, keeping in mind, do you have any punches? I've seen punches that are like coordinating butterflies. Don't use butterflies, use dragonflies. I've seen dimensional stickers of dragonflies. Anyway, moving on. 4.5 by 6 1/4, and I covered the entire front with a printed piece of paper. Then these two pieces are the same size, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 solid cardstock in coordinating colors. And then just angled them to give them a little bit more appeal. The sentiment panel is a 1 by 4 printed out on my computer, and I decided to dovetail that, elevate it. Again, for the same reason as the previous card, I have dimensional butterflies. I kind of wanted this to be up too. And then I just tied a simple bow again with some ribbon. I've got a bunch of ribbon. So I took one of these really skinny ribbons and tied a little bow, glued that on there. Complete. It really doesn't need anything else. Use your imagination, be flexible with what you have. I love these colors. And the colors, let's bring the other cards out now. These colors were inspired by Missy D's creation. When I saw this flower, I thought, this is just perfect. I knew I had this paper in my stash, and I just knew it would go perfect with that. And keeping in mind, I've said I love purples. So this one, I truly enjoyed creating these cards. There you go. Are you inspired? I hope you're inspired. I really got inspired with this, and you can tell when I get excited about certain cards that I've made. These were fun. So thank you, Missy D, from our Design and Create studio. You keep sending me some of this stuff. I want to be inspired to do more. That's it for today. Nice quick video, I hope. Leave your comments, suggestions, questions down below, and we will see you in the next video. Until then, enjoy life, craft your heart out, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.